Literature is the art of discovering something extraordinary about ordinary people and saying with extraordinary words something extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Pooja, your host for the fourth session. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the English Conference on Emerging Vistas in English Language and Literature. As we gather here today to celebrate the richness and diversity of English language and vibrant world of literature that inspired us a lot. We wholeheartedly welcome your guest speaker, respected Dr. Iriana Balgova, OMSK State University, Russia, to deliver the keynote to take over the session. Thank you.
Namaste. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad to greet you. And let me first of all thank you for the opportunity to take part in this conference. And let it be the first step towards building relations of cooperation and partnership between our universities and to continue cooperation between our countries. The topic of my report is close to all that attendees, to all the participants, because this is exactly what we are doing, namely foreign language as a means of international professional communication of specialists. For the majority of all who are present here, the language we speak is foreign. It was studied additionally, and the listeners and participants present here are not only representatives of different countries, but highly qualified experts in this field. We use it to discuss professional problems and find common ground. Therefore, the topic of my report is practically the foundation of what we do. A foreign language is not only a means of communication, but also an introduction to experience, including professional experience of other countries. It is assigned a significant role in the implementation of general educational and general educational tasks, professional educational tasks, raising the educational and cultural level and its further development. Let me introduce myself once again. My name is Bulgakova Irina. I'm a PhD in linguistics at foreign language faculty from Omsk State Technical University. With your permission, I will tell you a little bit about my city and about the university. So here it is. You see, this is the map of Russia, and exactly you see, well, where Omsk is situated. Omsk is located in the southern part of the West Siberian Plain at the confluence of Om and Irtysh rivers. The distance to Moscow is a straight line, 2,242 kilometers. And to the border of the Kazakhstan, it is close here, only 150 kilometers. It means that we have close relations to them. Omsk was founded in 1716, when the Omsk fortress was found on its modern territory by the expedition of one of the explorers, which received the status of Omsk only 50 years later. Since then, the city has experienced many different events. Well, from the beginning, Omsk was like a prison, and there was kept a famous Russian writer, Dostoevsky. Maybe you know about him. For some period during the Civil War, Omsk was even the capital of Russian state and White Russia. During the Soviet era, a number of enterprises would be built in the city, which is still remain the most important. So, and exactly our city. Omsk has a lot of attractions. We have several universities, we have several theaters, but moreover, due to its location, we have many interesting and developing enterprises. Omsk oil refinery is carried on, and petrochemical enterprises operate. A larger share is occupied by mechanical engineering, in particular the production of aerospace equipment, military armored vehicles, and agricultural vehicles. For example, the Pilot Production Association produces the famous Rocket and Proton M launch vehicles, components for the Angara launch vehicles. There are numerous city-forming enterprises in our city, and our students do their internship there. Due to its location, Technical University is situated close to all those enterprises. Separately, I'd like to note that there is a certain connection between Omsk and India because certain parts for the construction of the Kulam nuclear power plant are manufactured at the enterprises of the city, and Indian experts come, and our students, our engineers have an excellent opportunity and additional opportunity to use the acquired professional skills and abilities. And of course, they communicate using the English language. Now, some words about the university. Omsk State Technical University was founded in 1942. And the last year, in November 2022, we celebrated its 80th birthday. So then I won't talk much about it. Well, nowadays you see a short enumeration of what we have. 8 institutes, so then 8 faculties, academic buildings, all these stuff. So then every year we have more than 17,000 students while entering both on budget and commercial basis. And for about 3,000 foreign students, both from, CIS countries and some others. Being the flagship university of the region, we provide enterprises of the city and the region with relevant specialists and engineers. Education is conducted not only under the bachelor's degree program, but also under the master's and doctoral programs. We prepare specialists for various majors: chemical industry, oil refinery, IT, metalworking, customs, biotechnology, economy, design, and some others. I'm not very familiar with the educational system in India, but our school system requires students to study at least one foreign language of their choice. That is English, German, French, Spanish, or Chinese. In some schools and lyceums, it is possible to study 2 or more languages. After leaving school, all school children take special USE, Unified State exams, according to the results, so they can to be enrolled in the colleges or universities, both on the budget and in commercial departments. I especially mark this point because admission to our university is possible based on the results of these exams and internal tests. It is necessary to pass 3 exams for high schools, 2 compulsory subjects, that is Russian and mathematics, and 1 optional. As for technical specialties, it should be Russian, mathematics, and 1 optional. It may be physics, chemistry, computer science, or foreign language. There is no need to talk about how important a foreign language is for specialists. That's why we are all here, to discuss the best way. And this was one of the reasons why our management, our authorities, decided to give applicants an extra chance. Applicants can, upon admission, use the results not only in science passed, for example, physics or mathematics, but also the humanities, including a foreign language. If an applicant took Russian mathematics and physics or foreign language passed, the results in the foreign language are better than in physics, he chooses a technical specialty and the foreign language that will be taken into account. Separately, I would like to note that the results are accepted only in English, even if the applicant took another language. So once again, it is very important to study it as better as possible. The USC in English includes testing the basic skills of school children, answering questions, writing letters, analyzing information, drawing conclusion, etc. So, talking about the unified state examination, it is only for school children. But for the applicants from neighboring countries or college students, it is necessary to take internal testing. And also, it is possible to take in English language as well. These tests will include approximately the same task, but they already developed by university teachers. Many foreign students study at our university, for example, from China, Italy, CSS, etc. For admission, they need to pass the Russian language exam. We all know that for students to pass a subject and to know it are different things. Therefore, from the first year, there is an in-depth study of the subjects. Our university teaches three languages, mainly English, but also German and French. Education takes place at all levels, bachelor's, master's, doctoral studies. The purpose of the training is to complete the affirmation of the foundations of foreign language proficiency and lay the foundations for practical knowledge of business and professional languages. If desired, it is possible to study a second language or to have in-depth professional study of English. For these, special programs of different duration have been developed. Development in science and technology is impossible without the exchange of information, including between people who speak a foreign language. Specialists must keep track of everything new that appears in the world and extract useful information for their professional activities. Knowledge of a foreign language contributes not only to acquaintance with the language and traditions of other countries, but also develops memory, thinking, and imagination abilities. Its knowledge is necessary for the effective interaction of states in many areas of life: science, politics, culture, art, etc. Knowledge of the foreign language today is one of the conditions for professional competence. Now, the world is witnessing the process of globalization, the emergence of a hybrid world culture, the mixing of national traditions, and the strengthening of cooperation between nations. This process has led to a rapid growth of intercultural contracts in all spheres of our life. It firmly included such situations of intercultural communication as studying at school and at different universities. Internship for students, international conferences, joint ventures, tourist trips, exhibitions, tours, sports competitions. Talking about international conferences, they may both for experts, for specialists, and for students. The event we are participating, it would be impossible if we all do not know foreign languages. It is an excellent opportunity for us to share our experience. Thus, one of the conditions for successful adaptation in the social sphere is the knowledge of foreign languages. With the development of international business contacts, the development of new foreign technologies, and the expansion of professional cooperation with foreign specialists, the need for specialists who speak foreign languages has increased. It should be noted that in addition to European languages that were mentioned above, I mean English, German, and French, the demand for Chinese, Hebrew, Portuguese, and Hindi are valued. As I told, there are some enterprises working Kunda, for the Indian power plant, and Indian experts are visiting our city. We communicate using the English language. Moreover, every year for 10 years, we have international forum devoted to social entrepreneurship, and experts and professors from Mumbai are also have been invited several times. As for modern science, it is important that domestic specialists firmly be aware of the development of world science and technology and do not waste energy and money on creating what already exists in other countries. And secondly, use in the development of our economy everything valuable and advanced in world science and technology at the lower cost. And to keep abreast of the latest development from the world of science and technology, you need to be able to read articles in the original language to master the basic skills of translating technical texts. So, in the classroom, students learn to work with technical texts in their specialty, terminology, learn to compile an annotation in a foreign language for a scientific article, for a graduation of projects, translate and compile introductions and manuals in the target language. Competence in foreign languages requires knowledge of vocabulary and grammar, as well as awareness of the main types of verbal interaction and language styles. So students get acquainted with the main topics of everyday communications. They are included description of people, character, everyday life, and all, etc., etc. Within the framework of this topic, students learn to talk about the main topics of everyday communication. They form ideas about a healthy lifestyle, about the culture of the countries or the language being studied, as well as their political and legal structure, about their future profession, about global problems of mankind. Famous linguist Humboldt wrote that language is an organ that forms thoughts. Thinking does not just depend on language, but is conditioned by each language. And each language is an organ of the people's original thinking. The language represents the interpretation of the world by man, and it represents the vision of the world. Language creating and denoting individual objects thereby creates a picture of the world for the people speaking it. Each language forms a circle around the people, beyond which you can only enter another circle. Language has a regulating influence on a person. Thus, the person treats objects as prescribed, and in his behavior, he is guided by the language. Thus, the study of foreign language makes it possible to communicate with people with different worldview and mentality, which ultimately contributes to spiritual enrichment, the destruction of stereotypes, and cultural development. Knowledge of foreign languages contributes to the penetration into the past of peoples, knowledge of their present, foresight of the future. Also, the study of foreign languages helps to better understand the culture of the native country, the relationship of historical processes in the native country, and the countries of the language being studied. The study of foreign languages allows a deeper understanding of the native language and the meaning of the words of the native language to trace the influence on the language of another. Let us clearly define the factors that determine the study and use of foreign language. That is, work, knowledge of a foreign language will help you to find a more promising job, get a promotion, go on a business trip to another country. Science. Without knowledge of foreign languages by scientists, it is impossible to get acquainted with foreign sources of information, references, and interact with foreign colleagues. Study. Study in other countries and share their culture and art. Immigration, travel, religion, the preaching of religion in different countries of the world. Personal motives, so then communication with foreign friends, hobbies. In the modern world, language acts as the mechanism of intercultural communication, a means of mutual understanding and tolerance of peoples, a means of self development and enrichment of the inner world, a means of direct acquaintance with the achievements of foreign literature, culture, and technology. Thus, in the modern world, knowledge of a foreign language is necessary for the formation of a diversified and active personality and a successful specialist. Once again, I'd like to say that we are very grateful for the organizers of this conference. And also, we would be glad to see the representatives of you at our conference that will be held in April. So we will be glad to see both as your students as well the professors to share your experience, to share the experience you have. Thank you. And now I am ready to answer the questions if you have. Hello. I see that questions can be posted in the comments box. Are there any questions?
I see that questions can be posted in the comments box. Thank you, ma'am. Are there any? I see
Thank
that
you.
questions can be posted in the comments box. Balgova, you made this session possible.